mean, she leaves acting. She leaves Hollywood. She's gone. Some people might.
She was the girl next door with a dazzling smile, Emmy Awards in her teenage years, and the whole world at her feet, only to disappear from the spotlight without a word for 31 years. Kristy McNichol went from red carpet darling to Hollywood enigma almost overnight. Fans were left reeling, tabloids spun wild theories, and the industry missed its brightest star. What could drive someone so successful, so beloved, to walk away from fame at its very peak? Today, her astonishing journey, from childhood discovery to graceful retreat, finally comes into focus, revealing a story of struggle, strength, and the profound courage it takes to choose well-being over applause. Kristy's path to stardom began almost by accident. Her mother, Carolyn, was working on a small movie called Bigfoot and brought along her children, Kristy and her older brother Jimmy, simply because she had no babysitter. While Jimmy darted around the set with wide-eyed enthusiasm, Kristy lingered in the car, too shy to step out. Yet someone on the crew spotted her there, sensed something special, and suggested she try commercials. What started as a handful of ads quickly snowballed into a full-blown acting career for both siblings. By age 8, Kristy was in front of TV cameras nearly as often as she was in her own home. At just 14, Kristy landed the role of Buddy Lawrence on the hit drama Family. Overnight, she became America's sweetheart. Viewers tuned in not just for the storyline, but to witness the raw honesty and depth she brought to the screen. Industry insiders were stunned by her natural talent, and award ceremonies soon followed, 2 Emmy wins before she turned 20. Magazine covers, talk show appearances, and fan mail by the thousands cemented her status as Hollywood royalty. Yet behind every perfectly framed shot and every flashing camera lay the quiet ache of a girl who had no time to be a girl. While Kristy lit up television sets across the nation, her home life painted a very different picture. With her parents divorced and her mother juggling jobs, secretary, makeup salesperson, small acting parts, Kristy found herself stepping into the role of caretaker. She cleaned the house, balanced the budget, and in her own words, felt like her mother's parent. "You're the child," she once told Carolyn. "And you're the mother," came the somber reply. There were no backyard games, no carefree sleepovers, only the heavy responsibility of sustaining a household, all before she could even drive herself to work. On set, Kristy's outward exuberance hid an undercurrent of exhaustion. She never knew how to say no, and when producers called with new projects, she answered yes every time. The workload mounted, nearly 100 episodes of Family by her 18th birthday, followed by a string of films including the smash hit Little Darlings. Exhaustion morphed into compulsion. Kristy began acting out in small, uncharacteristic ways, tossing food in the catering tent or pulling pranks on crew members. These brief eruptions were her desperate bid to reclaim pieces of the childhood she'd never lived. The breaking point came during the filming of Just the Way You Are in 1984. Cast as a musician navigating life with a leg brace, Kristy flew to Paris for what should have been a dream role. Instead, she found herself trapped in a nightmare of insomnia, loss of appetite, and crippling anxiety. Her manager's casual reassurances, "Don't worry, we'll get through it," only deepened her sense of isolation. On camera, she delivered each line with her trademark sincerity. Off camera, she was a frightened wreck, as she later described herself. It was her closest brush with collapse yet, but still, Hollywood's gears kept turning. Fortunately, a close friend intervened, connecting Kristy with a specialist in adolescent emotional trauma. Through careful evaluation, doctors diagnosed her with bipolar disorder, explaining the roller coaster of highs and crushing lows that had defined her life. For the first time, she had a name for the whispering turmoil in her mind. Advised to halt production, she returned to California to begin treatment. To the outside world, studios issued cryptic statements about a chemical imbalance, fueling rumors of substance abuse and erratic behavior. Behind the scenes, Kristy was fighting for her very sanity. Back home, she focused on healing. The glitzy offers dried up, and roles that once promised excitement now felt hollow. She took smaller parts, Dream Lover, 2 Moon Junction, and joined the sitcom Empty Nest for a season and a half, departing in 1992 to protect her fragile health. In 2001, Kristy McNichol officially closed the curtain on her acting career. It wasn't defeat but a deliberate choice to prioritize mental health stability over public adoration. "I wanted to learn what else was out there," she said, capturing the spirit of a woman who refused to be defined solely by her early achievements. Freed from Hollywood's relentless pace, Kristy embraced a quieter life alongside her longtime partner, Martie Allen. They crafted a serene home in Los Angeles, far from paparazzi and red carpets. Mornings might begin with yoga in the garden, afternoons spent sipping tea on the patio, and evenings filled with the soft hum of songs she once sang for audiences. They share a simple joy, singing to their dogs, tending to potted plants, and reading in comfortable silence. No scripts,
No spotlights.
Only the comforting pulse of an ordinary, loving life. Kristy's reinvention extended beyond personal peace. In 2012, at age 49, she publicly came out as gay, an act of honesty meant to resonate with young people wrestling with their own identities. Unlike tabloid declarations, her announcement was rooted in empathy, aiming to offer hope to those afraid to live openly. Fans and LGBTQ+ advocates applauded her bravery, glad to see the former child star using her voice for something far more important than box office returns. Music, her first love, once again found a place in her life. In 2011, Kristy enrolled as a student at a local music academy in Los Angeles, not as a celebrity guest but as an eager learner. She picked up new instruments, joined choir rehearsals, and volunteered to raise funds for arts education programs on the brink of closure. As a guest vocal coach, she quietly mentors young performers, channeling her own journey of healing into guiding others. For Kristy, music is no longer about fame, it's about connection, creativity, and the simple joy of self-expression. Financially, Kristy made prudent decisions that continue to sustain her. With an estimated net worth of $7 to $8 million, she invested in Los Angeles real estate, buying and selling properties with an eye toward long-term security. Residuals from reruns of Family and her films provide a steady income, allowing her to live comfortably without ever stepping on a soundstage again. Unlike many celebrity peers, she eschews extravagance, preferring a modest lifestyle that aligns with her values of balance and contentment. Throughout it all, her brother Jimmy has remained a steadfast anchor. The first to join the family on that fateful Bigfoot set, he too found early fame but ultimately turned to environmental documentaries and real estate development. He moved in with Kristy during her toughest times, offering calm companionship and practical support. Their bond, rooted in shared memories and mutual care, became the unshakable foundation on which Kristy rebuilt her life. Kristy McNichol's journey teaches us that true success is measured not in awards or box office numbers, but in the courage to step back when the price of performance becomes too high. She traded scripts for serenity, breakneck schedules for backyard morning stretches, and endless press cycles for quiet afternoons humming a tune over tea. In doing so, she rewrote the narrative of what it means to make it in Hollywood. Her legacy now rests not on celluloid or magazine racks, but in the hearts of those she's inspired to value their own well-being above all else. Today, Kristy lives proof that sometimes the bravest role is knowing when to walk off stage. Her story reminds us to listen to our inner needs, to seek help when the world's applause grows too loud, and to hold fast to relationships that ground us. For anyone who feels trapped by expectations, whether from society, family, or the industry that once hailed them, Kristy's life stands as a testament to the power of self-care, authenticity, and the simple beauty of rediscovering one's voice away from the glare of the spotlight.